Now this one, this one is a funny one. My homeboy reaction when I told them I'm studying a closing brain. So I called my homeboys. It was a group chat. I mean, it was a group call. We were like 4 or 5 of us. I told my homeboys, guys, I'm studying a closing brain, and guys, I'm gonna be telling you one by one's reaction. The first homeboy, his name was Martin. I was like, oh man, that's a good idea, bro. Like, yeah, that's a good idea. Do it. That's what he said. That was my first homeboy, Martin. I was like, man, that's a good idea. Do it. Second homeboy, his name was Jasper. He was like, bro, what did you say? I was like, bro, I'm studying a clothing brand. Then he was like, since when you have become a businessman? I was like, do I need to be a businessman to start a business? He was like, yes, because I'm shocked, bro. Just like out of nowhere, you studying a clothing brand? It's like, bro, I'm just telling you guys that I'm studying a clothing brand. What do you guys think about it? Like, you guys tell me your ideas. And when I'm telling them that, I've already had my first product with me. That's why I told them like I'm studying a clothing brand. And my Instagram, I created my Instagram. I didn't create TikTok first because I used to use Instagram more than I use TikTok. I started using TikTok when I created this brand. So just was like, as just was saying, my second homeboy was like, since when did you become since when did you become a businessman? I was like, do I need to be a businessman to start a clothing brand? That's what I asked my homeboy just. Then I was like, ah man, okay. He just said, ah, okay. My third homeboy, Tony. This one, guys, is a crazy one. I told Tony, I mean, it was Tony's turn to give me. I was like, okay, Tony, what do you think about what I told you? Tony was like, man, if you got, I hope there's somebody out there with a homeboy like Tony. I hope, I think so. Tony was like, do you have $10,000 to give a model so it can promote your brand? Do you know how many brands are out there? Do you know how much do you have to run a clothing brand? Like, who's gonna buy from you? Those are the question Tony asked me. And he keep on going, he keep on and he says like, I don't think it's a good idea. That's what my homeboy Tony told me. Then my homeboy Tony and my homeboy Martin, the first one, they start going back and forth. Then Martin told him was like, does he need like 10,000 K to give like an influencer to promote his brand? Of course he can work with like influence. There's always creators that are also brand are also like they're also working on their social medias. You can work with creators like that. Like they're also like they're too small. They're working on their like influential journey. You can work with people like that. My homeboy Tony was like, man, I don't think he have enough money to do it. It's not a good idea, bro. Like there's who's gonna buy from you? There's so much big brand, and then he start comparing me to big brain. I was like, bro, why are you comparing me to big brain? Like I'm not even officially on the market yet. Like it was like, oh, do you know when this? You start mentioning big brain. It's like, do you know when this started? Do you know when this started? Bro, that was like in the 90s. That was like in the 60s. That was like in the 80s. Then I was like, okay, you telling me all this when they started, but they started right? Like the keyword is starting. It was like, ah man, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. Then my own boy evolved. He was like, why this? It was like it was telling Tony, because Tony, when I tell you Tony, it was like straight discouraging. If I didn't have my first product with me, and if I didn't have created my Instagram page after that conversation with my homeboys, I don't think if I could have continued with this brand. I don't think if I would have continued because the things that my homeboys said that day, some encouraged me, but 80% discouraged me. Because the thing they were saying, man, you starting today, 2025? Man, this brand started in 1960. This brand started it's been 10 years ago. This brand started being 15 years ago. And then I just sit there, I didn't say anything. I keep thinking. Then my homeboy Martin keep going back and forth with them. I was like, yes, you guys keep saying this brand started this year, this brand started this year, but they started, right? You have to start. So what I learned from those conversations with my homeboys was sometimes before you tell your homeboy something, you might at least be halfway or already started doing it. Because there's always those homeboys, they're gonna tell you the negative story of the thing. Like there's always those homeboys, they're gonna tell you, they're just gonna like, they're just gonna make it clear to you how you're gonna fail. So those were like, that was Tony. Tony made it clear for me how impossible it was, how impossible it's gonna be. Like it was just like, bro, this is impossible. It's not making no sense. At least Jasper was talking about the money aspect of it, but this one, it was just telling you straightforward how impossible this thing was. It was just like, bro, this is impossible. You don't have. Oh, this one started blah 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 blah. So after that, what I learned was like, sometimes you gotta start before you tell anybody. That's what I said to myself. I was like, sometimes you gotta start before you tell anybody, because people, they'll tell you what they think about it. You know, I didn't blame him. I was like, okay, this is how he thinks about it. I was like, then I said to myself, if I didn't start, if I wasn't even halfway on this journey and I'm hearing all this stuff, I was gonna get discouraged. Definitely, I was gonna get discouraged. That was my homeboys. I don't know about your homeboys when you started your journey, what they told you, but this is how my homeboys told me.